welcome to the event. We really appreciate you spending your time with us today and joining on for the webinar. I'm Ian Loman, and I'm responsible for Adepteq's relationships, both with our clients and with our partners. So our most important relationship, if you could move the slide on, please, is with Microsoft. So, sorry, the agenda is very stripped down today. So we're literally going to have a quick introduction, why the employee experience and why this is so important. And Knut's got some good stats to share with you. Then we're going to talk about what actually is Moda, and then show you how it works with the Microsoft 365 stack. And then we've got some time for some questions at the end. So as it is only a half-an-hour video, we'll be trying to move through quickly to give you as much information as we possibly can. So if we could move on, please, Knut. Right, so who are Adepteq? So like I said, I'm responsible for our relationship with Microsoft. And as a solutions partner for modern work, Adepteq are in the top 2% of Microsoft partners in the UK. So we're really proud of that. And what modern work is effectively specialization in everything related to the Microsoft 365 suites. So we've mentioned SharePoint and Teams there because they're key things that we develop around to build solutions for people and to help people. So we partner with Mosaic as they're rapidly expanding through Europe and are looking to partner with Adepteq for delivering solutions in the UK. So Mosaic provides, fills the gaps with some of Microsoft's solutions where they don't quite do everything that we want them to do. So Moda is a standalone Microsoft Teams-based solution from Mosaic that is truly unique in this marketplace. And as you'll see, it really does elevate the employee experience. So if we could just move the slide on, please, Knut. So today we're going to be taking questions through the Q&A panel, which you can see at the top of your screen next to the chat. And a copy of the slides will be emailed out to everyone with a recording afterwards, which you can share with anyone else in the organisation. So I'm very pleased now to be handing over to Knut, the Microsoft MVP, and he'll be delivering the next section of the webinar.
Thank you, Ian, and thank you everyone for joining from my side as well. And thank you for the great partnership that we do have with Adepteq, and we are excited about the future together. And of course, maybe some of our audience also don't know who Mosaic 365 is. And we are a pretty young company from France, was created in 2017. And then, of course, the Mosaic itself was founded in 2021 and had great growth since then. We have a few solutions, but we are 100% SaaS company, and we don't have consultants. So that's why we work with companies as Adepteq to kind of deliver our products and solutions into the customer's environment and to kind of support and enhance the experience for all our customers around the world. And of course, the mission that we have in Mosaic is to enhance the employee experiences. And that's also kind of resonate really well with the title of the webinar today, which is Elevate Your Employee Experience with Moda. And as you can see on the screen right now, Mosaic 365 doesn't have only Moda as an application, but we also have an intranet product for SharePoint itself. And then we have a Genius solution that is about to be launched as well, where it comes in to work with, it works within all our products. But this is kind of like bridging the gap between Copilot and the users in a sense. And then, of course, in multilingual organization, then you have the requirement of a multilingual intranets where we have the translator that can automatically translate the content for you. But of course, today we will focus on Moda, which was actually an application that I saw from Mosaic like 1.5 years ago, I will say, nearly 2 years ago now, which kind of caught my eye because in my honest opinion, there's always been a challenge to kind of reach the employees on whatever platform they are, whether they are using Teams, whether they are using the browser, or whether they are using the mobile phone. It's always been a challenge to kind of get that communication message, the important message about the organization news, communities, all that kind of stuff to the end users. And a lot of organizations still are challenged and struggles with that. And that's where Moda comes in, as we will look at a little bit later. But the current landscape, of course, is that 55% of office workers says that negative experiences with workplace technology impact the mood and morale. So that, of course, is why we in Mosaic has the mission that we have, is to help employees to kind of get the right tools for the right tasks and on the platforms where they are. There are, of course, other elements here as well. It's like we need to look into the fact that the trend right now is also hybrid work. Some employees are at the office, some employees are sitting at home. Maybe some of the employees are also frontline workers, because that's also like a really big user group of the Microsoft 365 platform that, in my opinion, has been a little bit like forgotten in a sense. Yes, you have like frontline licenses and all that kind of stuff, but they don't have a desktop usually. They don't have a laptop or a computer to use. Like, they consume most of the information from a mobile device, and that is where Moda again will come in to kind of help, because it's responsive. It's a Teams app, and it's also we are coming out also with a mobile app for Moda itself. So I think we need to put the employees first, and also like another important aspect there is that I'm like one of the trends that is when it comes to employee engagement, in my opinion, is that the trend is that I should have more control over the information that is presented to me. Yes, you have some corporate comms information that you have to have, like important information that around news that are important from the corporate perspective. It might be like information messages, or like a notification whether, yeah, we should have a fire drill or this kind of stuff in the office that has to get out to the employees. But then on the other hand, I, as an employee, I would want to kind of create my own digital workplace experience, in a sense, where I have the power, where I have the control, where I can kind of select myself, like which elements do I want to have on my daily dashboard, in a sense. So what are your thoughts about this, Ian, before we move into the kind of the information around Moda?
Yeah, I think we're seeing more and more now that with organizations working in hybrid, they're looking at solutions that that enhance the collaboration experience between people, but also ensure that they're all given the right information. So traditional intranets are great, and they work really well. Although more and more people now are living their life in teams. So if you're in teams and you're doing stuff, then Moda is a better way of getting that communication out to people. And like Knut says, it's also an individual solution. So you can create your own dashboard to help you in your day-to-day tasks.
Yeah, and with that, I think I will just jump to the slide where we will kind of talk a little bit about the core functionality with Moda. And then, of course, Microsoft also has a product of their own, where which is a Teams app, which is called Viva Connection. So we of course have to kind of talk about that as well, because maybe some organizations are already using Viva Connections, where you kind of take your SharePoint intranet and put that into Teams. And you have some dashboard capabilities there as well, where you can kind of create some ACE cards, which are the technology that is used for that. But again, I can now, like with the latest update, Microsoft allows us to kind of hide and view myself, but it's not like a complete dashboard experience. So with Moda, first of all, it is kind of the tagline here is personalized dashboards, but it's all not only personalized dashboards, it's also corporate dashboards. So what you can do is that as an organization, you can create corporate dashboards for dedicated departments, for instance. So you can have like a IT dashboard, you can have an HR dashboard, you can have a marketing dashboard. And those you can either host within the Moda application itself, or you can actually go in and put them as a tabbed page inside of the teams which you already have. So by this, you will be able to reach your employees in the departments where they're already sitting and where they're already doing a lot of work when they are collaborating within that team inside of Teams itself. Another usage scenario that I think is really, really great for Moda would be like onboarding or offboarding of employees as well, because again, you can just create like a dashboard of that in Teams inside of Moda, and then that dashboard you can security trim and target just to that individual that is onboarding or offboarding. And by this, they will again have that dashboard that is just for them, tailor-made with the elements that you need to have to do like a user onboarding. The greatness here is, of course, it's 100% responsive. So that means that if you have like frontline workers, if you have like desktop workers, they can still have a great experience, whether or not they're using the Teams desktop application or if they're using the Teams mobile application. And of course, it's really easy governance around this as well, because it's leveraged the Entra groups that is inside of Microsoft 365 already. So it's very easy for the administrators or the people that has elevated rights within Moda to go in and say, hey, this dashboard should be for this group of people, that dashboard should be for that group of people. And me as a employee, I have also the permission and the right to create my own dashboard, which is pretty cool and pretty great, because then I can create a dashboard for Knut where I will see basically my upcoming email, upcoming meetings, my emails, my tasks, everything that that is relevant for me, basically, so that whenever I go to my computer, I start my day I don't drink coffee, but other people drink coffee, but I start my day with some water, or maybe people that knows me knows that I do drink too much Coca-Cola Zero. No advertisement there, but I start my day with that, and then I can just open up my dashboard and I can see this is my work day today in that way, which is really, really great. It saves me tremendously much of time instead of needing to go to multiple resources to find the same. And that is kind of the core concept around Moda, as we can see. Then, of course, as you can see here also, this is like some usage cases that we have. And I have mentioned some of this already. You have the onboarding dashboard, you have the communication dashboard, and you have a personal dashboard or a team dashboard. I will not spend too much time on this slide now. I want to show you those on the demo in a few moments instead. But before we jump to the demo, I think we should spend a little bit of time of looking at the Microsoft options, because of course people most likely have already like a Microsoft 365 license, an E1 or E3, E5 or a F1 or whatever the license they have, which you have you have a license that includes the Viva connection with the basic functionality. So that is great. That will bring you like the landing page of the intranet. Honestly saying, like for a huge organization, a lot of our customers also in Mosaic is using the Viva connection to bring like the full intranet experience into Teams. But then when you want to kind of make it more personalized, or where you want to make it more like departmental wise, that's where you want to go in and leverage Moda, because in there you can basically go and create like as many or as few dashboards as you like. Any thoughts on this before we jump to the demo in?
No, I think that you've covered that off quite nicely. I mean, the Viva Connections Basic, we find very few people are actually using, and the majority of the Viva suite aren't really being used by smaller businesses. It tends to be only the larger enterprise organizations that are using Viva, because it is quite confusing and there are so many different elements to it, some of which are additional licensing, some of which aren't. So, you know, it does get confusing, whereas Moda builds on that, what you've got available to you already, and like Knut says, it's extremely customizable, where Viva Connections doesn't offer that functionality at all.
Great. So with that being said, I will just quickly stop the slide presentation and change to presenting my screen. So just 1 second while all the magic happens.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, always the demo ghost. So, but you should be able now to see my screen here. So now you see that I'm already inside of Teams, as you can see here. I have the Moda app here on the left side, as you can see. And here I have a set of dashboard that is available for me. So here as a user, you will see the dashboard that is available for you. You might only have one, might have multiple ones. So for instance, here I have a communication dashboard. So this is basically for the communication department. Here we have a nice kind of like welcome message, or like a focus way widget that we have here. We have the organizational chart, which is quite nice. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, and we can also interact and click within it. So we can kind of go and see all the colleagues that we are having here in our organization. Moving a little bit longer down, you can see that we can also put in newcomers in our department, of course, or we can go and have the application that is relevant for the communication department. The nice things about application in this sense are they are centrally managed, they are centrally stored. So I don't need to go in and kind of create this in the communication dashboard. I will get IT probably will create them centrally, like all the apps that our organization are using, and then the person creating this dashboard will just select the application they want to have available here. We see that we can have news coming up here as well. So this can be corporate news, or there might be news that is just targeted to the communication department. And of course, also we have our events coming in here on the right side. That is, of course, either corporate events, or they can be trimmed down to events that is only relevant for our communication department. If you go here to look at another one, this could be only news and news related in a sense. So here we see that we have all news coming in. We have some buttons here to click. Basically, again, we have the newcomer widgets. And of course, we can also go and create our own dashboard. So here you see that this is my personal dashboard as Adele in my organization. So you see that I have a nice welcome message up here. We have the application that is just relevant for Adele in this sense. We have the upcoming meetings, as you can see here. I don't have any tasks right now, but I can also see like the latest files that I was working on. And of course, I can also see my organization chart and who is reporting to me or who I'm reporting to, depending on where I am in my organization. We actually also here put in like the possibility to search. That is possible then to search in all documents, all files, etc., that I have access to into the Microsoft 365 environment in a sense. And of course, if I will click edit now, you can see how easy it will be to go and make changes here. Let's say that I want to have the hello message bigger, then I will just drag and drop it there. And then you see that now I see both meetings, unread emails, and tasks. But maybe we want to make it even bigger, and then I can go and put it in the full screen. So you see that it's just as easy as that to make small changes in here. We see that on the My Meetings that we have here is great as well. You see everyone that you can go in and make changes to or modification. You will have an edit possibility, as you can see here, like the pen. So here I can go in and select from where do I want to show my task, for instance. So I can show planned tasks. I can click then save, and then you see that I now have my planned task here. And of course, it's kind of similar to some of the other widgets, as you can see here. But you probably also notice the big plus here on the left side. So the big plus here is opening up the pane where you see which available widgets do you have. And how Moda has been built is pretty amazing, in my opinion, because everyone that is grayed out are widgets that is currently worked on. So they will come later. They're just not available yet. So that's also good for governance and future-proofing things, because you see what is coming. Then we can see that, of course, maybe I want to add the news hub in here. Then I'll just drag and drop it, and then go here and select. And then again, here we have predefined these ones from the organization perspective. So I will just say, okay, maybe I want to show from Microsoft LinkedIn and Mosaic LinkedIn. For instance, in here, maybe I want to show Facebook from SharePoint Fan Zone, and I will click Save. And then you also have like the social media aspects of your organization from outside within here. We can also go and click plus, and then you can see that we have the focus beta is out now. It's like an early release. The newcomers, we saw an example already. we can go and see, like, for instance, anniversaries and this kind of stuff. We can also go and do like an employee lookup. And all of these are the widgets that are already here, basically. We also have a great tool called Embedded, where you can actually integrate with external sources as well. Like, for instance, maybe you want to show like some stock information, maybe you want to show like a weather widget, whatever. If we don't have currently yet built those widgets, then you can easily go in and use the embedded one, and you can just integrate with whatever solution that you want to have. So that is like a high level on the features and the functionality of this one. But let's go and look a little bit about also like how this will be like for the people that is sitting and administrating. So you see I have the settings here. So not everybody will have these permissions, only people with enough permission that will have this. Where I can say that I can create new dashboard, where I can create either from blank or I can create from an existing library. So here you see that there is a set of templates that is also available for you to use. I can see my company dashboards, and inside of the company dashboard, we will be able to then security trim who should see who and who should be online or not. So you see here, some of them are not available, and you see population is where you will go in and select either based on a user, so you can trim it directly to a user, or you can trim it to a group, like an Entra group, as you can see here. Then we can also put it, as I mentioned, into a channel in Teams. And sometimes that might be the best way to do it. Like you want to create a dashboard for your department, and then you want to put it directly into the Teams channel itself. You can see that we also have something called the mobile app configurator here. So this is what is coming out later. But here you will be having the possibility to make your own logo, your own name of the mobile solution. And you can go in here and see like a nice preview on how this mobile app will look like for your organization. And you can see here also you have the tabs down here. So you can go in and also reorganize them. So for instance, here now I moved the org chart. So you can kind of build the app itself within here, which is great, because then the customer can get basically the look and feel of the mobile experience as they want. But this is kind of if you want to have a dedicated mobile app and not use Teams. I know with a lot of organizations, it might be easier to just roll out Teams because they use it already and then use Moda within Teams instead of getting the kind of the corporation to agree on rolling out another app through the organization or not. But at least we have both alternatives. We can also go and look at some metrics. So here, of course, you can see which widgets are the most used. You can also go in and look at what dashboards are most used, like personal ones or corporate ones. And you can go and filter based on the last 30 days. Or you can do like different filtering based on that. So that was like a quick introduction to Moda. And of course, if anyone are interested in a more deep dive, then me and Ian will be happy to do that. So just let us know about that. Okay. Any questions, Ian?
Well, back to the presentation then. So, yeah. There's nothing that I'm aware of that's arrived in chat. Let's just have a look if anything's. No, we've not had any questions come in from the floor as such. So one of the things we always get asked, of course, for these things is how much is it? Well, Moda is a subscription service, and you have a 1-year commitment to it initially, and there's an initial setup fee based on the complexity of your environment. So the costs are based on the size of your organization with a sliding per user cost. So we'll be happy to discuss the specific costs for your organization, of course, when we have an understanding of how many users you might require on the system. And unlike Viva, you don't have to license all users. You just need to license the users that will be utilizing the Moda functionality.